Right, how you doing all? I just wanted to put this video together for anybody that went on my first photography course yesterday. It was a course I ran for Dart Valley Bushcraft School. I think there's a couple more courses to come. This was like the first one, kind of the beginner's course. And it was aimed at anybody that's new to photography, just been given their first mirrorless camera or first SLR. They opened the box, loads of buttons, haven't got a clue what to do with it. 7 or 8 of us met yesterday down in Dartmouth. Brilliant day, great group of people, had a really good time. Cheers for that. Everyone was really welcoming. It was just a great day, loved it. We spent sort of 4 hours in the classroom, but we covered so much. So I just wanted to do a little, I've got some notes here because I've got a memory like a sieve. I just wanted to do kind of a recap video really, because we covered so much, and if it's a lot to take in. I mean, we covered so much, I've had to write down notes. You can come back to this video and it may help to remember a few things that we covered. I know a lot of people took notes, so if you've come across this video and you haven't been on my course, it may not make a lot of sense to you, but it may do. There may be something in here that helps you. So first of all, cheers everyone. It was a great day, I loved it. Sorry if I bombarded you with a lot of information. It was quite a lot, but I just wanted to give you a kind of a brief outline of from putting batteries in a camera, because we covered a lot, from batteries in a camera to formatting a camera, all the way to editing. We opened up the laptop and just show what was possible with a raw file in Lightroom. So yeah, it was a good, quite a lot in one day, I think. It was good, everyone was interested. So I've got some notes here, just as the day went on really. Don't forget, when you first get your camera, batteries in the camera. When you first put your memory card in your camera, don't forget to format it and make sure there's no holiday pictures on there, because you don't want to delete all those. Turn your Canon camera on, hit menu on the back, and I forget which number menu it is, but if you go along the menu to the spanner setting, I think it's the yellow one, down the bottom of there, click on format, and it will just format memory card, and that then gets the card ready to work in that camera. Don't forget though, make sure there's no holiday pictures on there, people. If you're gonna edit the pictures, we did talk about this a little bit. Obviously a camera saves the pictures in a JPEG format or a RAW format. Just remember that JPEG is, remember it's like making a cake. JPEG, there's not much ingredients to make the cake with, but a RAW file, loads of ingredients, you can make a better cake, better picture, more ingredients, more information in the RAW file. It looks flat when you open it, but when you get editing it in Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever software you use, RAW's definitely the one to go. And if you're going to edit the picture anyway, you just as well edit a RAW file, because there's more information to play with. Remember that exposure triangle we talked about? Aperture, shutter speed, ISO down the bottom. Stick to aperture priority or timing value, shutter speed. One of those two for now. Aperture value, you set the aperture, and the camera will set the shutter speed. Because don't forget, the camera wants to get a perfect exposure every time. It doesn't know if it's daytime, it doesn't know if it's nighttime. It's just trying to get a balanced exposure. Aperture value is depth of field, how much of the scene's in focus. Bigger number, more of the scene in focus. Smaller the number, less depth of field, less in focus. Yeah, so that's aperture value. Timing value or shutter speed, you're telling the camera how long you want the shutter to stay open for. And that's what introduces movement into your picture. If you're taking a picture of, and we said, a fish jumping out of water, bang, really quick shutter speed, thousandths of a second. If you want car lights to trail through, or you want the misty water, longer shutter speed, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. You set the shutter speed and the camera will set the aperture, because remember, the camera wants to get a balanced exposure. These are just raw, these are just outlines at the minute, because when you want longer shutter speeds, we are going to need to put a neutral density filter in front of the camera. That's just a piece of glass that's dark and it makes the camera think it's nighttime. ND filter just turns daytime into nighttime. ISO. All that one does is it tells the sensor how sensitive to be to light. If you need to get a quicker shutter speed, you just adjust the ISO so it's more sensitive to light. Simple as. Not forgetting though, when you up the ISO on the camera, you're telling the camera to put more power to the sensor to make it more sensitive to light. And because you're putting more power on the sensor, you get a grainy picture. So that triangle is aperture, timing value, ISO. Them three work together all the time. So I would just say, if you're out walking about and you want to take pictures, just lovely snapshots, just getting used to the feel of your camera, I would have your aperture on 5.6. Oh, hang on a sec, the dog's out. Oi, what are you doing? You just hurt your foot. She wants to say hello. Say, there you go, and then he's done. Ah, where are you going? No, get in. Stay there. If you're just walking about with a camera and you want to get used to it and get the feel of it, just put it in aperture value. You set the depth of field, so say 5.6. Put your ISO on auto, the camera will do the rest. You can enjoy it. You won't get any blurry shots because the camera's automatically adjusted the ISO and the shutter speed. Should be nice, good to go. Until we meet again, then we'll start talking about manual. Focusing, remember, this, we only quickly touched on this at the end of the day. When you look through the viewfinder, on the thing is, most of the people on this course had Canon cameras, so this is where I'm talking about buttons and menus. This is based on Canon cameras, which was interesting because there were some cameras there that was really old and mine's quite new, and the menus are exactly the same, which is so good. Yeah, focusing, remember, when you look through the viewfinder and half press that button, wherever that red dot is, that's what it's focusing on, and that's what it's getting a meter reading off. So if you hold your camera, I think it's the top button where your right thumb is. If you look through the viewfinder, press that, it will make all the focus points inside highlights. Some cameras have got 6, some cameras have got 9, some cameras have got 150 million. So you right thumb, press that top button when you're looking through, and that will highlight them all. And then your forefinger just behind the shutter button, you can roll that and it will move the focus point. Whichever one you set it on, that's what the camera's focusing on and taking a meter reading from. If you have them all on red, the camera is going to choose the focus point for you. 9 times out of 10, if you're taking a picture of a scene, the camera will focus on the closest thing, which can be annoying if you're shooting through trees or there's a wall or something on the left, but you want to shoot beyond it. So you pick your focus point, tell the camera where you want to focus. Blimey, we did cover a lot yesterday, didn't we? We did a little bit of composition, rule of thirds. Again, these are just rules that can be broken. The S-curve we talked about, leading lines, something to draw the attention, draw the eye through the scene, the person that's looking at the picture. Yeah, rule of thirds, split your view up into 9 equal boxes, and then you've got third points. If you want to emphasize the foregrounds, have 2/3 ground, 1/3 sky. If you want to put emphasis on the sky, top 2/3 sky, bottom third foreground. But they're rules that can be broken. Look at all my pictures and yeah. So that's rules that can be broken. We did briefly talk about external hard drives just for storing your pictures, because nowadays with these Apple computers or laptops, they don't come with a lot of internal storage. So for me, I've just got external hard drives and I dump all my pictures on there. Like we talked about, if you've got any old computers lying around the house, desktops, laptops, you can take the hard drives out. They're easy to get to. Turn the laptops up and you'll find it, you'll figure it out. Old desktop computers, the physical hard drive, or they're known as 3.5 inch. That's if you take the hard drive out. And if you take a hard drive out of a laptop, it's known as 2.5 inch. And you can buy external casings. You get these hard drives out of all your old laptops, and you just buy these little plastic cases, put the hard drive in it, screw the box together, comes with a lead, plug it in the side of your computer or your laptop, USB, external storage. Ideal. Don't forget though, when you plug that hard drive into your computer, whether it be one you've raided from an old computer or whether it's a hard drive you've bought from Argos, wherever, some shop, it needs to be formatted. So you plug it in the side of your computer. If it's Apple, you want to format it as an Apple format. When you go into disk utilities and format this external drive, it will give you options. You can Google that, it's easy. If you plug it into a Windows computer and you want to format it as FAT32. Saying that, when you plug it into your Apple computer, you can format it in FAT32 there as well. So then, remember, FAT32 works on any computer. So if you unplug it from your MacBook Pro and then you want to plug it into a Windows computer, having the hard drive formatted as FAT32 will go across the whole lot. Whereas if you format that hard drive on an Apple computer, Apple Journal I think it's called, or it's some Apple, it will only work on Apple. But FAT32, if you format a hard drive as FAT32, you can only, the biggest one file size can be is 4 gig. But it doesn't matter with pictures because there isn't any pictures around at the minute. Pictures that we take that are 4 gig in size. Put some pictures up of those. WD Elements it's an external hard drive. I've got a few. They're not, you don't need, if you're just storing pictures on a hard drive, remember you don't need solid state drives, SSDs. They cost a lot of money. They're very, very quick in transfer speeds from the external hard drive to the computer. But that's just for like video files, or if you're transferring pictures or video, HD video really quick. If you just want a hard drive just to store your pictures, HDD hard drive, external hard drive is fine. You don't need mega quick speeds when you're just storing. If you're literally just going to take your pictures, store them on a hard drive, just buy a HDD drive. It's quick enough, you don't need mega speed. Not with pictures, not at all. Solid state drives, the ones that are expensive and are mega quick, they're ideal if you've got loads of video files on them. You plug it into your MacBook Pro or your iMac or your desktop computer, and you want to make videos in iMovie or Final Cut Pro, but your video files are on this external drive. That's why they're really quick, so they can move back and forth between your external hard drive and your computer, your desktop or your laptop. Cool. Docking stations, that's another one. If you just want to, if you've got loads of old hard drives kicking around 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch from loads of desktops, you can buy, I'll put the picture up here somewhere, you can buy like a docking station, plugs in the side of your computer, and all your old hard drives, you just click into it. Again, they all need reformatting, but that's the same thing as a little external hard drive like I showed you, but it just sits on your desktop all the time. And that is pretty much it. So that's a quick, I was going to say a quick, I don't know how long I've been banging my gums for, quarter of an hour. Hope that helps. Anybody, if you stumbled across this video and you're like, what is he talking about? Like I said, this is because I just run a photography course with a Dart Valley Bushcraft school. And this is just for people to quickly recap on. So hope that helps. You can get in contact with me, social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, my website, www.sebastianbevanphotography.com. If you've got any questions so I can help, just give us a shout. Not a problem, it's no stress off my back. Like I say, great to meet you all. It was a really fun day. I think next time we meet, we're going to go out and take some pictures first, and then we're going to go in and do a little bit of editing. Like I said, that software I said, because most of you are Canon users, Digital Photo Professional, I think it's called, DPP. If you buy a Canon camera now, I'm sure if you go on the Canon website, you can download Digital Photo Professional. It's a free photo editing program. Download it to your computer. And like we talked about, it does global editing. It doesn't really do local editing. I think it's more of global editing. If I remember, I haven't used this program for a long time, but yeah. Cheers. Bye.